Hi, everyone. So, today, what is a growth mindset? How can this make a difference to your career's prospects? And what can you do to cultivate a growth mindset? Hi, I'm Athena Ali, the Get Noticed coach. I'm a career coach and marketer for public servants seeking a six-figure public sector promotion and a career transition coach for Australian public servants who want to or have to leave the sector for various reasons. So, welcome to my live broadcast today on why a growth mindset matters when you're searching for your next senior public sector role. But before I start today, I would like to do an acknowledgement of country. I acknowledge our traditional custodians of country throughout Australia, and I do pay respects to elders past and present, and also extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today. So if you are here live today, say hi in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, add hashtag replay in the comments. You can also view this on my YouTube channel if for some reason you lose the connection here on LinkedIn or you just want to watch it later down the track. So welcome. You're probably here today for a number of reasons. It could be that you see a lot of negativity around you. Maybe you're working with a boss who doesn't have a growth mindset, or worse still, they say they do, but they're actually behind the scenes cultivating a culture of negativity and subscribing to it, that negativity themselves without realizing it. And you probably have realized you don't want to be surrounded by that anymore, and you're probably in your job search. You want something different. You want to see a workplace that's free from negativity. Not entirely, but I don't think any workplace can be 100%. But you want to be working with leaders, or you want to be a leader who wants to see really great outcomes for their clients or the people outside of an organisation. And you know that can only be done with leadership that role models that growth mindset and doesn't actually subscribe to the negativity around them. But you may have also been on your job search and you're getting rejections left, right, and centre, and it's really hard to stay motivated and keep that positive mindset alive, even for yourself. So you're surrounded by people at work with, all that negativity. You're starting to get rejections, and sometimes that negative mindset can set in. But we're going to talk about why that's not good for you, what you can do instead as well. Okay. And, it could be, you're wondering, who can help you or how you can help yourself. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about a growth mindset? What does that actually mean? This is not my definition, but this will help to understand what it means, that a growth mindset is the belief that a person's capacities and talents can be improved over time. And the opposite of that is what we call a fixed mindset. And that's a limiting belief that the capacity to learn and improve can't be meaningfully developed. So with a fixed mindset, for example, to give a clearer picture of what that might look like in reality, is that you start saying things to yourself that you can't do something, or you don't know how to do something, or you start blaming other people and say it's your colleague's fault, or if you're in your job search, you might be saying it's my resume writer's fault, or they essentially, people with a fixed mindset tend to keep doing what they've always done, and they keep getting the same result. They can't get past doing something different or thinking a different way. With a growth mindset, however, firstly, people with a growth mindset are far more self-aware. So they realize that they're thinking the way that they're thinking, firstly, and they have better emotional intelligence. So people with a growth mindset say things to themselves like, when something goes wrong, what can I learn from this? They don't see it as something that's awful that's happened, or maybe it is awful, but they're thinking, Why is this happening for me? As opposed to why is this happening to me? So they're looking for what they can learn from a scenario and how they can move forward rather than stay in a fixed position and keep doing the same thing that they've always been doing. So what happens is people with a growth mindset tend to look at things with a view to learn and understand that things that don't always go right, but look at what they can do to make it right. If you're in a workplace, for example, that's negative, what you'll find is that people go around blaming each other for why things aren't working, pointing fingers behind other people's backs and saying things like, oh, she's not doing this or he's not doing that, and this is why this is happening, but never taking any responsibility for why that might be happening. If that person's not doing something, have you helped them? Have you actually shown them how to do things? Maybe they aren't doing things right, but what can you do? You can think about, well, what can I do to make this better and move us forward rather than pointing fingers at other people? And this can really drag us down, whether it's at work or in our job search. Whereas in workplaces that have leaders with a growth mindset, what they'll actually be doing is getting people together to have conversations and discussing what they can do better together as a team rather than talking to individuals and essentially cultivating that behind your back talking. And then what they do is they end up role modeling that to everybody else, and then everybody else thinks that that's the way things should work. And then that cultivates an air that's not really nice around a workplace. So when you're looking for a role, you also need to stay in a growth mindset. And if you're surrounded by negativity, you attract negativity. And if you don't want to be a leader that's negative or does perhaps what your own boss is doing, you need to find a way forward to actually grow and decide, what am I going to learn from this? Am I going to sit here and do what these people are doing and do the same thing? Or am I going to try and cultivate a better workplace? Or am I going to move along? Okay. So when you're looking for a role, you need to try and stay in that growth mindset, because things are going to happen that you're not going to like. You're going to get rejected. Maybe you think your selection criteria was perfect this time. Why didn't it work? Instead of blaming other people for that, try and work out what it is that you need to move forward with. That is a growth mindset in your job search as well. Okay. And especially if you want to be a leader, you need to be genuinely cultivating that growth mindset, because that's the better of the two mindsets. And that's the workplace that you want to cultivate when you do find the job that you want. And when you're not cultivating a growth mindset, it will follow you around when you're job searching too. Negativity breeds negativity, or bad choices when looking for a new role. However, positivity, or rather a growth mindset, will ensure you stay on track and are likely to learn from the experience, and you're more likely to find something more suitable to what you want, and you're more likely to do the same when you walk into that workplace as well, rather than carrying that baggage from a workplace that doesn't suit you. So how can you cultivate a growth mindset? Well, firstly, you have to be self-aware. You have to be aware of those fixed thoughts that you have. How are you speaking to yourself? Listen to the way that you speak to yourself. Are you saying that you can't fix it? Are you saying that you can't move forward, or that you can't learn anything new? Okay. If you're starting to say that, you need to change the way that you speak to yourself. Okay, this person thinks this way. What can I do to do something differently? Or what can I learn? And how can I move forward in my workplace or in my job search? Okay. The second thing is embrace the challenges and don't fear failure. It is okay to make a mistake. And failure is not awful. It is learning. Someone else might see it as a mistake, in which case they're of the fixed mindset. If they're not giving you an opportunity to fix that mistake, that's a fixed mindset in the workplace. But it's not failure, it's learning. What can I learn from this? It didn't work out. What can I change in this formula to make the result different next time? The third thing is surround yourself with growth-minded people. Whilst you might have quite a lot of negativity at work and you might need to stay there until you find something new, you can still surround yourself with growth-minded people outside of work and perhaps network with those sorts of people so that you can get out of that environment eventually. And if you have trouble with that and don't have enough people around you with that growth mindset, you can engage a coach to help with this. Okay, the power of coaching is quite transformative and it can provide different results and helps you with self-awareness, because coaches will ask you questions to broaden and open up your mind around that growth mindset and what type of limiting beliefs that you're perhaps saying to yourself. So if you want to be confident and empowered in your leadership career or in your job search, get a coach. Okay, a coach will help you with the information you need. They will help open up your mind to new possibilities, and that not everything is the way it is, that you can actually look at things and learn from things and move forward. Okay. And you are really in charge of your career too. Don't forget that. Okay. That is part of a growth mindset as well. You don't have to rely on others to move forward in your career. And if you think that, then that's a fixed mindset. Okay, so we want to cultivate a more growth mindset. What can we do differently? Where can we go? What are the possibilities? Okay, so if you want to start building your professional profile and you want to know how to elevate it so that you're ready to get into a new leadership role and even be that growth mindset leader and not that negative leader or in that negative environment, please feel free to drop me a message. I do run coaching programs around, making you self-aware of your situation and how you can move forward in your career, whether that's for a promotion or career transition, and subsequently landing your dream six-figure public sector role. Just simply get in touch with me at the Get Noticed Coach. .com, or you can DM me on social media platforms. That is the end of the live today. I hope you learned something from that today, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye.